Hello, I'm Joel. I create games, and today for my devlog, I want to talk about queuing dice rolls. So, what I've done is I've created this this class, this dice controller class, um, and it rolls this dice routine through this roll dice. And what I want to do is I want to, instead of rolling the dice from roll dice, I want to add that to a queue and roll each dice as it comes. Finish one, do the next one, finish that one. Because right now, if I roll a dice, it will finish it. But if I roll a dice and then roll another dice halfway through, it will roll that one and return other things. One might not get finished, like all sorts of weird things can happen. So that's what I want to do. The result of that will be that I will be able to create another player character. And the idea is when they spawn, it will roll twice in order. Well, it doesn't have to be in order, but it will roll twice and then it will add the rolls to the turn order. And that way, when I move one, I'll change turn and it will then be the other character. And I'll move them, change turn, and it will go between both of them. So that's what I want to do. I hope that I get it done, but this shouldn't be so hard as the other ones. But that's fine. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Okay, so I think I was right. This wasn't as hard as the other ones. I've just done this pretty much the same day as I completed the other one. What I've done is I've just created a way of queuing up dice roll commands and then returning them. And basically the effect is, as you can see, I've got two characters here, and what will happen is in the fight game controller, there's the turn order and the turn rolls. And if I were to roll a dice, it will roll the initiative. That's a 2. Player 1 got a 2. Player got a 2 as well. And so player 1 goes first in this particular instance, because it rolled first and it rolled the same as the one before. So that's player 1. Player 2 goes second, and as you can see, when I change turns, I'm controlling different characters. So that's all I really wanted to do today, and it worked quite nicely actually. But it only really worked nicely because of the work that I did the other day with the coroutine returning values and adding to a dictionary, which I'm really happy with. It just shows that what I've done will probably work quite nicely and is expandable in some way. If I add another player, it should do the same thing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to I'm going to force effectively player instead of player 1 to I'll just rename this to player 2. To always roll before, because obviously player 2 came first last time, and so it started first last time. I just want to show you that it sort of orders it in a way that so player 2 rolled a 3, player 1 rolled a 14, and as you can see now player 1 is going first, right? And so that's all good. And it's expandable as well. So what I want to do is I want to create another character who will be player free, I guess, and show you that just by adding another character, it's all good. So free equals 5, 4 equals 14, or 6, or whatever. And there you go. And now they've all rolled, and so player, and then player 2, and then player 3, which is quite interesting. You'll see that this guy goes first because it's player, player 2, player 3, right? Player 1, player 2, player 3. And in that way, by creating, by ordering the roles and getting those roles in the dictionary and adding them to the turn order in the game fight controller, I've created turn orders, which allows me to create parties in the game. And if I were to store, a party somewhere that you gather throughout a game, I can then spawn them around, and they'd all roll their initiative, and it would just sort of work depending on whatever party size you have. Also, when you move through a dungeon, if you were to see a goblin or something, it would roll for initiative and then add itself to the turn order as well. So right now, it wouldn't work for anything other than players because those are AIs, right? And when it searches for the player fight controller, it does that through the navmesh agent. But what I'll do is I'll make that a child of an object of a class, and I'll make the AI also a child of that, and so it will search for the parent class. And so if it were to search for a goblin, it would search for the class, the parent class, and discover that it ended up being an AI, which I'll do in the future. And then hopefully the goblin will add itself to the AI. And if it were to roll a number that was higher than any of the other people, the turn order will then set the turn to that goblin, which could cause some issues with the player. Sort of, certain characters could get multiple turns, so I might have to fix that in the future. But that's what I've done, and I hope that you liked it. All right, well, I'll work on something else in the future, but for now, I'll see you. Goodbye.